So, where does our compost come from? I've worked in the restaurant industry for about 10 years now, and in the last 5 years I've been composting everything from the food waste prep in the back of the house, and even some stuff from the front of the house. The kitchen guys are usually more than glad just to throw it in a bucket for you, but you just got to make the commitment of taking it home every day, putting it in your trunk, and then taking it home. We like to throw some into a compost pit and let the chickens kind of kick at it for a little bit, and then cover it up real nice, let that decompose. And we like to take a lot of the food waste that the chickens won't eat and actually feed it to our worms, which end up producing this amazing rich black soil, which is used for everything in the garden. So we decided to start trying to raise a little bit of our own food. We started out doing some traditional garden beds here, having to go out and water the plants 2 to 3 times during the summer. It got really exhausting. I mean, we've grown so many different things, but it's been a lot of hard work. So we kind of wanted to start learning how we can do this easier with less work, because we're lazy. We don't want to have to work hard. So we're trying to integrate our current system into more of a permaculture system. We've actually set up some hugelkultures. We have an assortment of fruit trees and even some legume trees growing along there with annual vegetables in the middle. This is a 4-foot deep hugelkulture mound. Here it was just a hole we needed to fill in, and we've planted it with onions, scallions, mustard, daikon radish, just a lot of things to kind of get the soil going, and when all that dies back, the onions will kind of take over. And then this is our greenhouse where we start all of our plants and trees. As you can see, we have an assortment of cuttings and seeds. I think we got some roselle coming up right there. Yeah. Here's our Mandala market garden where we used to raise broiler hens. The chicks get put outside here from about 2 weeks old until they're fully grown, which is about 8 to 12 weeks, just depending on the size of the bed. They get put in one spot here for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then we go ahead and rotate them over to another spot, which we go ahead and throw down some compost and plant with different foraging cover crops. And then they're constantly moved and circulated through the garden. And once we move them, about 2 weeks after, we'll go ahead and plant some vegetables for us. So it kind of works out pretty nice. Let them do the work. And this is the kicking house where we keep our laying hens. We only have 11 right now, but that's enough for the 2 of us and enough for us to sell some to some friends and family. Let's check it out. We got a couple laying in here right now, a couple Rhode Island Reds. Got one over here. One over here. This coop was made from all recycled materials. We kind of have a lazy approach to beekeeping. We want to do as little as possible, so we'll kind of go in there every once in a while and check on them, and also so we can go and steal some honey. We do not feed the bees anymore. We haven't fed the bees in about 2 years. As you see, there is a feeder there, but we don't even use it. We just make sure we leave enough honey for them so we can take a little bit of honey from them without hurting them at all. Now, we did recently install rain gutters on the backside of our house, which we use to catch the rain. We do need to get some better storage for that water, but right now we do have a 30-gallon little things going into, which has a little solar pump. We do also have a gray water system from our kitchen sink. It goes into a grease trap. It's a little gross, but then that's put off into a sand filter, which goes out to some fruit trees. You hear me? Good water. Alright, then we have some drip irrigation, which we really only use in the summertime. It's buried underneath mulch, so we don't waste very much at all. So, though we're still learning, we'd still like to make growing your own food accessible to anybody. My buddy Nando here is actually demonstrating about how to put in a hugelkultur mound in sign language, ASL. This should be something that's easy to do for anybody, old and young. We want to make this gardening and permaculture accessible so everybody can grow their own food, and it should be fun. Hi, Kooka. Hi. Hi. You're supposed to say bye, Kooka.